Here at the Mitt TV, we offer a whole slew of content, from community events, Romeo Community Schools, sports, and everyone's favorite, the Village of Romeo board meetings. Just find the YouTube app and in the search bar type @the Mitt TV. Once you find our channel, you can go to the videos tab for our entire catalog of videos.
What if I'm trying to watch something live?
It is so easy you have no idea. Just click the live tab to find all previous and upcoming live streams.
I see that, but I'm trying to watch an archived Village of Romeo Board of Trustees meeting.
Whoa, alright, board meetings! For any and all archived meetings, select the playlist tab. Not only will you find all meetings for the Village of Romeo organized by year, but you'll also find Romeo Community Schools and Romeo District Library. Our Mitt TV page can also be accessed on your smartphone. Just download and open the YouTube app and type @the Mitt TV in the search bar, and there you go. Or if you're on a computer, find the search bar at the top of your window and type youtube.com/@the Mitt TV.
Sweet.
Another satisfied customer.
The regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Trustees of Romeo.
Sick.
Would you all please stand?
So.
Not more when the fourth.
Don't you call more important?
Well, doesn't look almost.
Ooh. Yo, this is Kowalski with the Mitt TV. How we doing?
You there?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
How can I help you today?
I'm trying to watch the Mitt TV.
That's awesome. Where are you trying to watch the Mitt TV at?
On my TV.
Perfect.
Let me break it down for you.
Yeah.
Here at the Mitt TV, we offer a whole slew of content, from community events, Romeo Community Schools, sports, and everyone's favorite, the Village of Romeo board meetings. Just find the YouTube app and in the search bar type @the Mitt TV. Once you find our channel, you can go to the videos tab for our entire catalog of videos.
What if I'm trying to watch something live?
It is so easy you have no idea. Just click the live tab to find all previous and upcoming live streams.
I see that, but I'm trying to watch an archived Village of Romeo Board of Trustees meeting.
Whoa, alright, board meetings! For any and all archived meetings, select the playlist tab. Not only will you find all meetings for the Village of Romeo organized by year, but you'll also find Romeo Community Schools and Romeo District Library. Our Mitt TV page can also be accessed on your smartphone. Just download and open the YouTube app and type @the Mitt TV in the search bar, and there you go. Or if you're on a computer, find the search bar at the top of your window and type youtube.com/@the-mitt-tv.
Sweet.
Another satisfied customer.
The regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Trustees of Romeo.
Sick.
Would you all please stand?
So,
Not more when the fourth.
Don't you call more important meeting?
well, does it look almost?
Ooh. Yo, this is Kowalski with the Mitt TV. How we doing?
You there?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
How can I help you today?
I'm trying to watch the Mitt TV
That's awesome. Where are you trying to watch the Mitt TV at?
on my TV.
Perfect.
Let me break it down for you.
Yeah!
Here at the Mitt TV, we offer a whole slew of content, from community events.
Okay, it's 7 o'clock. I'd like to call the August 17th Board of Trustees meeting to order. Could all stand for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have the roll. Was that the roll, please?
Yeah. Edwards.
Here.
Fowler.
Yes.
Kerr.
Yes.
Parker.
Present.
Rosso.
Here.
Throne.
Here.
And President Poznansky is excused for being sick.
Motion to approve the agenda for August 17th with the addition of HRC to special presentations.
Support.
I also have some requests, if it's okay. Can I add to it? Some of the items that are on the agenda do not have any backup information, and I'd like to table these items. Item B, under unfinished business. Item D.
One more, you said B?
B, yes.
We do have something on the table for that. We can review and discuss.
We can review and discuss it.
Okay.
Didn't get a chance to go over it in our packet, so I'll still leave it in there. It's your decision on that, though. Item D, golf carts.
You had something for that?
Mm-hmm. Item F, vendor permits. The village planner, there's no backup information on that.
There's an RFP.
An RFP was sent out Thursday evening to you guys in a separate package, in a white package.
Okay,
It would have looked like, sorry, pardon me,
all right.
look
Okay.
like this.
I got that.
Item J. And under new business, item D. And J.
I saw something in there.
Yeah,
Yep. D.
item D and item J. And item M.
I will say, item M, I have information for you guys on that. It was developing. You need to listen to it and you need to hear it.
In regards to,
But if you guys want to cancel it, that's fine. But I mean, if you guys cancel it, I'll update you guys in my clerk report. But there are major issues. So, and we didn't get all of the information yet until today.
Thank you.
So would you be okay if we left
We
it
do
and
have-
listened and not vote?
Stuff on the table for B. D, Nolan has an update. E and F, I will agree.
F, does Mark Clark have anything for F that was sent to him? If he doesn't have anything, then we can.
Oh, the vendor permits? I apologize. No, I do not.
Okay.
I didn't know I was supposed to.
Well, that seems to be the
E and F.
case on a lot of our packets.
Okay.
But there's a lot, I'd say let's just continue. We can table as we get to them if we don't have any information. So my motion stands with the addition of HRC to special presentations.
So all the items that I propose to,
Because some of them do have some stuff.
so you're gonna handle each one as it comes up? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, there's a couple we will end up tabling, but instead of doing it now, we will just do it when we get to them.
So they're just updates, nothing we have to vote on?
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. As long as we're not voting, then my motion to support stands.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we have an agenda. The minutes from July 20th, 2026, I'll entertain a motion to approve them as presented.
I'll make a motion to approve the July 20th minutes as stated.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Approval of minutes. Approval of the closed session, July 20th minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the July 20th closed session minutes.
Support.
Any discussion? If we do, we'll have to go. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? I didn't receive anything for community recognition.
We gotta turn
Yeah,
these into.
you passed down the closed sessions.
You have this one.
Go on to the approval of council bills. Can I get a motion for the bills?
I'll make a motion to approve the council bills as presented.
Support.
Any discussion?
I had a question. The Hubble, Roth, and Clark totals about $138,000. Is that related to the items we have in our packet and the work they did with that specifically?
I believe so. I'd have to go back through. It should be in your packet, a stack of the bills, and I believe that has to do with all of the CIP work, but we got a stack of invoices, and it does say on each invoice what they're for, so I don't think all of them are for that, but a majority of them are.
We have a stack of invoices?
It should be, there should be a stack of invoices in there.
I have all the
If not,
credit card ones.
If not, I mean, I certainly,
Okay.
again, can give you a quick answer, but if you want to give me a second, I can pull them up.
No, just, I figured it was in general related to that, so.
Yeah.
And then Henry Malberg Funeral Home for $2,114.70.
That might be for a headstone that they, because I know there was an issue where they ordered a headstone instead of us and used our guy, and then we paid back, so.
Who was they?
Because I know it would have been Malberg's, because we're supposed to handle all of the headstones and foundations, so I believe that was that issue. They paid it, we reimbursed it because it's supposed to go through the village, and then.
Okay.
Any more discussion?
It's not really discussion, but I'm hoping, I'll share it now prior to the vote, but I'm hoping we can consider some other type of vendor for some of these services other than Amazon as a primary vendor. Their prices aren't always the best, and I think we could be getting more value from someone other than Amazon for some of these items.
If I could, we scour and look for pricing every single day, whether it's Amazon or somebody else. And then sometimes what comes into play is need. As you'll see, and if we discuss with the other item, I forget what it is, maybe M, if it comes up last minute, then what comes into play is how quickly can we get it here. Sometimes paying a little bit extra, but knowing you're going to get it in a day or two rather than having to wait a week for shipping when it is a critical piece of infrastructure. Sometimes you pay it extra, but please understand, I constantly look for pricing on different things, whether it be paper, whether it be anything. I'm constantly looking and trying to go back and forth between who gives the best price, best bang for buck.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, no other discussion. Could you call the roll?
Yes. Care?
Yes.
Rosso?
No.
Fowler?
Yes.
Crone?
Yes.
Edwards?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes. Okay, moving into special presentations. I know HRC is set up if they'd like to start.
Evening, everyone. Thanks for having us. I'm Karen Stickle from HRC. I've been here before presenting on similar items, but it's been a little while. We do have.
Will you just turn your mic on for the recording, please?
There we
Thank
go.
you.
All right. So As was pointed out, we do have several items on the agenda for approval related to the CIP projects. President Poznanski asked us to give kind of a brief update. It's been a while since we presented on this, and I know it's not top of mind for everyone like it is for us, so we just wanted to provide an update of where we're at and what we're going to be asking for approval tonight later on the agenda. So I'm going to go through this, answer any questions. I'm also going to stick around for those agenda items in case anything else comes up at that time. But again, we just wanted to provide an update on where we're at with that. So there were, several years ago, the village got a CIP, a grant to put together a CIP from SEMCOG. As part of that, we identified several projects that needed to be completed. Those were designed over the winter, and we finished up design through the summer, and it was put out for bids in July and August. That's a significant portion of the bills that were in there. We're kind of finishing up that design. So what we put out were water main replacements, wastewater treatment plant improvements, the iron removal plant and well house improvements, and the water tower improvements. The village is going for a $6 million bond to pay for these projects. So we are here tonight to recommend awarding the contracts for projects 1 and 2 for now. We're going to be coming back in September to recommend award the contract for number 3. And then the water tower improvements, that was handled through DPW. HRC was not involved in that, so we won't be getting into that too much tonight. Number 1 were the water main replacements. There's several locations in the village where we're recommending replacement of water main, one on Church Street and one on Benjamin Street, to increase reliability of the system and to address old water main that has significant breaks in the past years. We did bid that project. We got several bids on that, and we're recommending to award that to Paymar Enterprises in New Haven, Michigan, in the amount of $464,444. So there's some backup on that in your packet. The second project is the wastewater treatment plant. There were quite a few different projects involved in that were under design. We did end up bidding that project. We got bids for that several weeks ago. It did come in over the budget, so we worked with Al to identify what we could do within the budget, and came up with this final list of projects that we're going to be doing. And we recommend awarding to Lee Contracting of Pontiac, Michigan, in the amount of $3.9 million. The third project is the iron removal plant and well houses. There were several projects to do there too. The bid opening was today on that. The bids did come up a little bit over the engineer's estimate, so we're working with the contractor and we'll be working with Tim to do some value engineering to get that down to approximately the engineer's estimate. So we will be coming back in September with a recommendation for award on that project. And then the water tower, like I said, that HRC was not involved with that. Dixon Engineering of Lake Odessa will be completing that work. They worked directly with Tim on that. So a little bit of a summary on the bond sale cost. Like we said, we had we're going for a $6 million project. The water main and wastewater design engineering costs, those were approved last October. Those have pretty much been expended. We came in under a budget on those, but that's about where we're at with them. The water main replacement, that's the bid amount that we're recommending, the $464,000. Iron removal, like I said, we're gonna get to about $850,000 to $900,000 on that. The water system, CIP, our construction engineering cost, that's one of the things on the agenda tonight. That's about $82,000. That's to provide observation, construction administration, dealing with the contractor, any change orders that might come up. That's about $82,000. The water tower projects, that was the $32,400 that Dixon Engineering is doing. The wastewater treatment projects, that's the $3.9 million that's being recommended to Lee Contracting. And then the wastewater treatment plant project construction engineering and RPR, that's a project representative on site during construction, that's about $240,000. So that gives our total cost about $5.9 million. We didn't want to award all the way up to the $6 million just in case things come up on site that are unexpected. We wanted to leave a little bit of a buffer so that we had a little bit of extra money. Megan also asked us to talk about additional work that needs to be done in the system. Again, we came up with the $6 million worth of work based on that SEMCOG plan that we did. But over the next 10 years, there is additional work that needs to be done. This just kind of outlines some of it. It's one more area where we're doing 8-inch water main replacement. We chose not to do that right now because there's potential development in this area and we didn't know what that was going to look like, so we don't want to do a bunch of construction if that area is going to change. There's some other more long-term water main replacements, some work at your booster station, and some valve and actuator replacements, and then repainting the water tower, but that's again 10 years out, so we didn't include it as part of that, and that's the interior. For the wastewater treatment plant, we were able to include a majority of the projects within the bond sale, but there are a couple projects, a digester cover, some trickling filter rehab, secondary treatment, that will have to be done. That's more over the next 20 years, so that's coming up in the future. The remaining projects at the iron removal plant and well houses, there's some work coming up over the next 10, 15 years on those as well. They're not immediate needs, so we didn't include them in this project, but there is additional work coming up in the future. And then other assets that were identified in that capital improvement plan that are not being addressed as part of this bond sale, the sanitary sewer system, rehabilitation and replacement, cleaning and televising the sewers, doing some lining. We're not looking at any storm sewer system as part of this, the downtown sidewalks, downtown parking lots, and then building improvements. So there are additional assets that need attention in the future, but again, this bond sale was focusing on the water and sewer system, water and sanitary system. So at this point, I'm happy to answer any questions about the projects. Like I said, I'm sticking around through the agenda items too, if you had specific questions when you're going through those, or I can answer those now.
On the well houses, our existing wells and pumps are already in place and they're just rebuilding the houses that
yes.
are over top of the wells?
Is correct.
The price of these things is quite expensive.
It is quite expensive, yes. They are expensive to do that type of work. I know they are, but
we're not addressing the wells itself, we're just addressing what covers the wells. So they stay dry and still operate, correct?
Yes, yes. And the wells don't need significant work at this time.
Correct,
so
it's just a facility covering the wells.
It's kind of protecting your...
How big? What size?
I don't know that number off the top of my head. Tim, do you know how big we're building this?
Probably number 65, 20 by 30 top. Basically, full two-car garage.
Yeah, basically it's an add-on to the old well house. Right now we just have a temporary shelter over it to keep it out of the weather.
How big is the temporary? The same size?
No, one you got now, just barely covers it.
So build something bigger. I'm just looking to save money. I hear what you're saying, and your voice keeps throwing up those dollar signs.
I know.
Looking to save wherever we can save as far as.
Well, if you don't mind me following up to that, Tim, what will these be made out of? Is it like just timber?
No, I believe they're concrete block.
Okay.
Just regular 8 by 16 blocks.
Regular block.
Is that something that we can put out for bid, or your bid is included in here, and what you'll end up putting it out like that?
So we did put that project out for bids. That's the bids that we took today. We're still reviewing those bids, and we'll be coming back in September with the final recommendation for that. So that was bid, that was not.
We're not approving that.
It is something that we're looking to get, did do a competitive bid.
Your estimate roughly $15,000, $20,000 per building?
No, I mean, the total estimate for all of the improvements to the wells it's about $850,000. So it's the buildings, new roofs, there's a lot of things that go into that.
In the recommendation to award letter, there's usually a bids tab that breaks down each item and the cost and each contractor that bid on it. So far, all of the lowest bid contractors were recommended for award.
And their numbers were coming in.
But we don't have those.
You don't have that one,
They
yeah.
just
yeah,
opened those bids.
Yeah, we don't have
Look at those next month.
Yes, but for the water system improvements and the wastewater treatment plant.
Just curious to read the spec on it. Yeah. See what you're putting up.
Yeah, the bid tab will break down each item involved in the construction, so that might help you get an idea of everything that's involved.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
We're working on it as quickly as we can.
Any other questions?
Another one real quick. Church and Benjamin, you're talking about water repairs over there?
Water main replacement, yes.
So does that mean streets are going to be cut up?
There's going to be some disruption to the streets, and then we're doing some trenchless to avoid too much impact to the streets, but there are going to be impacts to the streets in those areas, and they'll be repaired as part of this project.
So was there conversation about working in conjunction with, if those streets are getting addressed soon, or even not soon, but if they're getting addressed with new asphalt, are you going to work in conjunction so we're not tearing up potentially a new road?
Yeah, that's kind of why they were higher up on the priority, is because the streets also need to be redone. So they have a poor water main underneath and the streets are poor, so.
So we'll be redoing this, and then if the rest of the street gets done, we'll coordinate with what has been done as part of this project. So yes, we're not putting in brand new asphalt and then tearing it out again a year from now if the streets get done.
Okay, thank you. That's all.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Romeo Community Schools.
Good evening, Board.
Good evening.
How's everybody tonight?
Good.
I'm here tonight in the role of past immediate superintendent of Romeo Community Schools, and I wanted to take the opportunity to thank the board and certainly the community for all their support in my 8 years serving through the school district. I appreciate the support. We certainly have had times where everyone hasn't necessarily been on the same page, but we've found middle ground, and I think the place is better for our time together. So thank you for your service. Thank you for your support. I also want to recognize our board president. Rachel Eichhorst is here, but most importantly, I'm here to introduce you to your new superintendent, Joe McDonald. Joe McDonald is successfully coming up on a week on the job, and he's learning fast, and I'm confident he's going to be a wonderful leader for not only the school district, but for the community. So I'll allow him to share a quick welcome, and we'll get out of your way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Todd, and good evening, Board. My name is Joe McDonald, and I have come from Anchor Bay School District, where I've been an administrator for the past 24 years, and I also taught in addition to that. So I'm in my 30th year in education, and I'm just blessed to be part of this community and part of the Village of Romeo, being here in town and this past week, and just walking through and going to lunch. Things like that, and being part of this community. I just look forward to future connection, and just wanted to put a face with a name so we could be a little familiar and continue that partnership with the school district and the community. And again, just so grateful to be a part of your community.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Todd, and thank you for the years of service.
You bet.
The last thing I want on the public record, I'm returning Mr. Fowler's book.
Bar, written by Jerry Bar.
Nice.
Thank you.
Okay. DDA?
Hello, Kay Poacher at Romeo DDA, here with a quick update from the last month. The DDA continues to make significant progress on our 2026 priorities, with a strong focus on investment, placemaking, economic development, tourism, and strengthening our organizational foundation. Fiscal management. We recently received our year-end profit and loss statement, and I'm very pleased with our financial performance. We finished the year with revenues up, expenses down. Even more importantly, we actually finished below our budget by $22,000, which is less than 1% of our approved budget. From a budgeting and financial management perspective, this is about as close to perfect as you can get. We continue to carefully manage DDA resources, review contracts and vendors, seek competitive pricing, reconcile financials regularly, and look for opportunities to leverage local dollars and outside funding. Our goal is to make every DDA dollar work as hard as possible for downtown Romeo.
One of our biggest accomplishments of the summer is the completion of our community-built Village Park Playscape. What began as a funded project became a tremendous community effort involving volunteers, businesses, contractors, foundations, and community partners. The project is a great example of what can happen when the DDA, the village, and community work together. It's beautiful, and the community has given nothing but positive reviews. The finished work around the two playscape areas will be completed this week by Earth Environments. And I do personally have to say, I was so blessed to be able to be a part of that and was able to work with a lot of these volunteers, and they were so proud. And if it wasn't for them, it definitely would not have happened. Michigan Main Street. Downtown Romeo has officially advanced to the engaged level of the Michigan Main Street program, an important step in strengthening our economic development practices and positioning Romeo for additional resources and opportunities.
Our wayfinding and downtown improvements. Phase 1 of our wayfinding project is moving forward with signs ordered for installation. They'll be in the ground in the next 2 weeks. Our downtown illustration map has also been completed and is living live on our website. We also completed our alleyway project with a cleanup, much needed mulch replacement, and new plants, all in time for Peach Fest. Tourism and marketing. Our tourism strategy continues to grow through the Fall in Love with Romeo and Did You Know campaigns. Next up is our business owner storytelling and other campaigns. We also are developing a stronger tourism presence on our website and expanding Romeo's reach beyond our immediate community. Building for the future. Behind the scenes, we are continuing to strengthen the DDA itself through board resources and training, updated bylaws and policies, a new business SOP, improved communications, a downtown merchant group, volunteer development, fundraising, and better project tracking. Thank you to the DDA board. Thank you to the village partners. Thank you to the trustees, the businesses, volunteers, and community who continue to help make this work possible.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I've got Village Park update. Sure that's Ruth coming from.
That would be, I have nothing. I thought Ruth was going to be here, but you.
Okay, well, we can.
Okay.
Get any information?
We can move on.
Can I ask, no? Yeah.
Well, she did update, which we had updated that the, around each of the children's playscape, that will be completed this week.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, I haven't chatted with them.
I had no correspondence sent. Jamie, did you?
Nope, I didn't get anything.
Okay, we will open up public comment. Limit responses to 3 minutes.
My name is Sandra Brooks, and I live at 255 Muzzy. This is the third time I'm coming up here about the traffic in front of Amanda Moore, the stop signs. I suggest, why don't you put blinking lights on the stop signs? Other places, they are doing it this year. I'm thinking about the safety of the children. I'll be out there. And it's horrible, even when the school is not in. They just go head on and go across. Do not stop. Or if they do, they get a rolling stop. That's not helping at all. And school will begin soon. And I'm thinking about the safety of the children. So, hey, I have told you, I suggest, and don't seem like you all give a darn about the safety of the children. That's it.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Mike Savage. I'm the robotics and engineering teacher at Romeo, as well as the coach for the robotics team, and I live at 366 Salem Drive South in the village. I wanted to make a couple points about what Officer Roy had mentioned in the paper recently. He had said that very few comments he had received around e-bikes were positive, and I understand that. I'm sure people rarely call him to tell him about something good or positive. What I would like to address are the positives I've seen since my son bought a used bike from a teenager in Muskegon. As the robotics coach and teacher, my goal is not to have my students become mechanical engineers or robot developers. Some of them will, and that's awesome, but my goal is to have students that can see a problem and come up with solutions to implement and fix this issue. While my son maybe does not share my enthusiasm for engineering and robotics, I have witnessed him working and fixing this used, beat-up bike nearly every night this summer, learning about different bolts and materials and the ubiquitous lefty-loosey, righty-tighty, and of course the importance of thread lock. He has become familiar with power tools, hydraulic brake replacement and maintenance, gear ratios, and 3D printing, all through his nights spent working on this bike. As a teacher, I am constantly reminded from parents, staff, and those outside of school of the constant battle with screen time and children. My son in particular was frequently online, as this was the easiest way for him to meet up with his buddies. This bike has provided a way for him and his friends to meet up and just ride, whether to get ice cream or just go to a friend's house. That freedom many of us had when neighborhoods were closer together. They will come over and work on the bikes as well, making improvements or repairs as needed and showing a level of independence that some adults do not have. He has even used this bike weekly to assist an elderly lady with her trash, as well as numerous other errands that show his growing maturity and independence. Safety has been my wife and my biggest concern, as I'm sure it is most of yours. He and his friends wear full helmets with face protection, along with the appropriate clothing. I have been impressed with the level of responsibility they have shown. I do not believe that an outright ban on these vehicles is any more appropriate than when cities and villages rose up against and tried to remove BMX bikes and skateboards when a lot of us were children. Education and setting boundaries, prohibited spaces, age requirements, registration, safety courses are appropriate and necessary, but as a teacher, I see that there are numerous social and life skill benefits to children with these bikes. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Brady Savage, and I just want to talk about a couple points about e-bikes. I'm a 10th grader at Romeo High School, and I'm a scholar athlete for multiple sports. My first point about e-bikes is the fact that they bring kids outside during the summer. Like my dad said, I was inside a lot last summer, but now that I have my bike, I'm not rotting inside playing video games, and instead I'm out here having fun with my friends. And I think it's awesome that me and a lot of other kids will have stories to tell, and we'll be able to think back to when we were young and how everyone was outside together. I understand that not everyone should have an e-bike because a lot of the bikes kids are getting are technically classified as electric motorcycles. So I think that instead of outright banning them, the town and police should enforce age limits for these bikes. My friends and I have all been through driver's training, and this means that all of us know the rules of the road and how to be respectful towards other drivers and pedestrians. My last point I want to bring up includes the fact that we need our bikes. I know multiple people, including me, that have ridden these bikes to sports practices, jobs, and to hang out with friends because their parents were at work and could not take them, or because they simply didn't have to with us having reliable transportation. I urge you to not fully ban them, but to register them with the village and continue educating. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? All right, we'll close public comment. Move into officer reports. Jamie, do you have anything?
Yeah, I mean, a large portion of what I would speak about is going to come in M. It's been an absolute horrendous 2 weeks from a technology standpoint. So thank you for keeping that on the agenda. Aside from that, the village office, it's just business as usual. It's kind of slow with permits right now. And then next week, or actually this week, I'm sorry, Wednesday, I will be heading out of town with our Sexton Mitchell to represent the cemetery board, as none of the cemetery board can make the state cemetery, municipal cemetery conference, which it is important that we go because we're trying to rewrite an ordinance for our cemetery, and there are some municipal ordinance experts there for cemeteries. Case in point, last week, someone tried to bury a dog. So, and we don't have that in our ordinance or rules, so it's stuff like that. Someone tried to literally bury a full-grown dog. So, it's important that we go to these things.
Was the plot paid for?
What was that?
I said, was the plot paid for?
Yeah, but they didn't, they weren't even burying it on the right side of the plot, which means it was gonna be buried with someone else. So that's really it for me. I mean, I'll probably have more next month, but we're just kind of bracing for Peach Fest. Same old, and then the other stuff I'll get into at New Business M. That's it.
I didn't have anything from the treasurer. No, I didn't see anything. Start with trustees. Zach, anything?
We're good.
Good.
Shelley?
I guess I would like to thank the cemetery for holding the cemetery tour a couple weeks ago. It was a lot of fun. It was very enjoyable and very full of knowledge about past citizens in our community. So I really enjoyed that. And then I also like to thank those people that voted this past election, and hopefully vote again in November. Thank you.
Yeah, a couple things. Thank you to the volunteers that donated their time for the playscape. It's looking great so far. Excited to see as everything wraps up. Also want to congratulate Simpson Park Camp for hosting its 161st annual camp meeting. 6 out of the 7 continents were represented at the annual camp meeting. Over 35 states from people were also represented. So we had a great time, and thank you to the Bruce Romeo Fire Township Department for bringing out the fire truck to hose off the kids after they got dirty doing Gordy games on Friday. So they needed a good clean. And then lastly, just wanted to note that I donated my last month's meeting pay back to the village. Thank you.
All right. President Poznanski did say that she would provide her report for this evening and next month's update. From Planning Commission, we're still working on the data center information. It's coming along. We should have something back for you guys to review in a couple months.
Okay.
That's all I have. Nolan?
We met with Ethics Committee, the Parking Committee. Ethics we'll get to in a minute. The Parking Committee identified a couple goals, a couple short-term kind of easy wins maybe we could have, and one or two long-term goals that could be revenue sources or solutions to existing problems. Sharon is working hard on a PowerPoint presentation. Everyone's collaborating and contributing on a couple of those topics. So next month we will bring that presentation to the board to kind of let everyone know what we've been up to and what we've been talking about. Some cool, exciting stuff. The next parking meeting is Wednesday, August 26th at 7 p.m. here. And I donated my meeting pay to the Canine Stray Rescue League.
Chief is out of town. Did he pass anything along to you, Jamie?
Actually, he didn't, but I would like to I forgot to say this in mine, if you guys would indulge me.
He's comfortable, yeah.
The chief experienced a loss, and on behalf of the village, his mother passed away, and on behalf of the village, I'd just like to send condolences to Chief as he goes through this very rough time for him and his family. So Kevin, Sarah, and the girls, you're in our thoughts and prayers, and hopefully we'll see you guys back. But yeah, thank you. Just wanted to put that on record.
Committee reports. Anything for sewer? No communication?
No communication.
I know they're still looking at options, and I think we'll be in communication with them in the next couple months. Ethics, let's touch on it.
Yeah, we met, but we'll touch on it when we get there.
Perfect. All right, unfinished business, the short-term rental ordinance. Just went back and forth a couple times. You guys had a chance to review.
I just had two questions in regards to this.
Yes.
Was it determined what the building inspection fee was going to be that takes place every 2 years?
No, that was on you guys. That was not anything, I don't think that was ever brought as something the building department would decide. I thought that was always either in the court of this body, since you guys decide your fees, or on planning to make a recommendation, but it never came before us at the office.
So the $50 application fee is strictly for the application?
Correct.
Okay.
And in discussion for the $50 for the application fee, did planning commission determine that fee, or was that?
I think it was recommended, but did you have input on that? Yeah.
What I would recommend, and I believe it's already covered in a separate ordinance that addresses fees and both for permits and inspections generally, is the council will set those from time to time. So the fees would be set by a resolution, but it wouldn't require that you amend your ordinance every time you want to change a fee.
Sure.
So that, I believe that was discussed,
yes.
And that would be my recommendation as to how to handle it, because something First of all, this is new to the community, and the inspection, you might have something in mind, and then when you're actually implementing it, you might have something else occur, and the fee that you establish may need to be revised. And the ordinances you have on the books now allow you to do that from time to time.
So our inspection fees are separate from the ordinance.
Yep. Thank you for the clarification.
So has the fee been identified as far as an amount? Do we have an amount? There's something we can just put out there right now.
We probably have to know what the actual cost would be.
Any
Just,
fee out there, I mean, it's kind of up to us to decide, so $50, $100?
$150?
150?
Yeah.
I don't know what's.
I think if we looked at our
fair, what's
building and
competitive.
or electrical permitting fees and assess something that's gonna cover the cost of the inspection, and I'm sure our building inspector, I don't think we need multiple inspections.
Well, fees in other places.
Yeah. Whatever,
250 to 350.
whatever the
somewhere in that
building inspection fee is, would I think apply. I'm not sure, do you know what that is, Jamie?
I'm sorry, I was trying to look up something. What
do we charge when we send out Mike to do an inspection?
It's usually it's calculated based on the total cost of the project a lot of times. I don't know if we have a base, I'd have to look that up, but I was trying to, while you guys are talking, I'm sorry, I was trying to look up what other communities, because I know a couple other communities do have fees associated just with short-term rentals. If they're got, I think Rochester Hills is one of them. I believe they have a fee, so I was going to look that up.
What kind of number?
But the fees are typically based on, you know, yeah, we have a base, so like $50, but then square footage comes into play, what you're trying to do there, and everything's a little taxed. So I think you guys are going to have to figure that one out if it's going to be like the building permit fees where everything's kind of a la carte and that's your end number, or if you guys want to just say that, you know, if this is a regular house and you're looking at all these things, what would it cost a regular permit to do all these little inspections to make sure all these things are in line and safe, and then break that down to maybe a portion of that? I don't know, because I mean, a final inspection
could
could
you
be
talk with Mr. Bomarito and get back with us next month on what he recommends that cost be at?
Tell him Fowler said $200 and see what he says about that.
I certainly can do that.
Yeah, that way we can get something on the books here.
Well, yeah, with the exception of the fee, because that'd be separate from this anyways.
Correct. Yeah, because he's got to schedule
Can we
his
go ahead
time.
and get this going?
We can do that.
I guess I'd make a resolution to pass the ordinance for the short-term rentals as presented.
I'll support. Any other discussion?
so are we prepared to implement this? If someone comes in tomorrow, we can,
I think we need to, Mark, correct me if I'm wrong, it needs to be posted first.
okay,
It does,
sorry, 2
and
weeks from now, are we prepared?
If you give it immediate effect, which I believe that's the import of it, then there's a publication requirement. It has to be published within 15 days to be effective, and it's not effective until that's done. And
Right.
so, I mean, you could shorten the publication period. You could ask it to be published tomorrow, but my recommendation is to leave it as it's presented.
I think I should rephrase my question. Once this is publicized and in the books, are we prepared to follow it? Is everybody trained and in place and we know what we're doing with it? And no.
I mean, the big part of it, like you guys just asked, the fee structure and what we're gonna do. I mean, if you guys, to Mark's point, if I get this in Macomb daily within 2 days, so if I did it tomorrow, it'd be published by Thursday. If I did it with the record, it would be Tuesday. But there are questions about, you know, the fee structure and stuff like that, and what the inspection actually is going to entail. I think you need to at least consider, I think Mike should have a little bit of input based on what he's experienced as well. Because, you know, there's operating standards and safety and
withdraw.
maintenance.
Yeah, I'll withdraw.
All right, and then if you could follow up with Mike and get back to us next month on
Okay.
structured fees, and then. we
And
can go
also
from there.
additional clarification if needed in regards to what other work has to be done alongside the inspection that's not identified on the second to last page, where it says, for office use only in conjunction with certificate of occupancy inspection, smoke alarms in each bedroom, carbon monoxide detectors, fire extinguishers. Yeah, if we need to do more than that, then let's.
Yeah, it should say code
I mean, you
enforcement.
got compliance with building code in there, which kind of encompasses quite
That
a
should be
bit.
worded on here.
Yep.
Okay, motion to postpone short-term rental until next month.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we'll move on. Ethics policy, Nolan?
Yeah, so just an update, we can approve it next month, because a lot of people are just seeing it for the first time. If we remember back a couple of months ago, Mark redlined a big copy for us of some things that he identified. We felt it was necessary to reform the ethics subcommittee to go over the stuff, because it was a little heavy for work at the table. So Mark gave us a red line copy. We met this month. We fixed everything that he had mentioned, changed a couple things that we kind of deemed were a little clunky. This is Mark's final review in ordinance form of it. Beyond that, I think everyone can take it home, take a look at it, and we can vote on it next month, or if there's any questions to bring up now. Otherwise, the one thing Mark had mentioned was us creating a complaint form, but with us creating an ethics board, I think it's kind of best if they create their own complaint form and how that process works. That's kind of what we came up with in the subcommittee. So beyond that, I don't think we need to continue the subcommittee. We don't have another meeting scheduled. I think we could vote to break up the subcommittee tonight, to cease meeting, and we can review this next month for approval.
I think we should wait till we approve it.
Before we dissolve the committee?
That's fine. We won't meet between now and then anyway, but that's fine.
Motion to postpone the ethics policy till next month?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we can move on to purchase policy draft. Shelley, did you want to speak on this?
No.
No? Okay.
I'll let you.
I know, yeah, we went back and forth, made some changes. I think we got it to Mark.
Yep.
Do you have anything to add on to this one, Mr. Clark?
I do not. I reviewed what was presented, and it was, I will say it was interesting to me, which I think is a good idea in some respects of bringing history forward into the present. And by that, I mean, I noticed that Ms. McLaughlin's name was at the end of the policy draft.
Yeah.
And I think she's been retired for about 10 or 12 years. So I think it's good that we rely on the past to inform and make decisions about the present and the future.
She wrote it
That probably should be
1996,
changed.
so 30 years ago. Wrote it, signed it,
November 15th?
That's what I
Yes.
Yeah.
1996.
All right.
Good job.
I did have to smile when I saw it.
I mean, I think the policy is fine, and it's your policy, so if you're comfortable with it, then it expresses your view, and I have no comment with respect to the substance. I think it's fine.
All right, with that, I'll make a motion to approve the updated purchase policy as presented with the correction of prepared by.
Second. You're talking about marrying me.
Yeah. Jamie, could you call a roll on that?
1 second.
What do you want
I'm
to
sorry,
correct?
before we roll any
What do
discussion.
you want it corrected to?
Prepared by
Prepared by,
Mark Clark?
Usually you have just a history on that, if I may. Usually you have, instead of prepared by, it states the iteration that it is and who was the last edit. So, I mean, you could still keep Marion in there and then have the next iteration by whoever, whether it's you, Ms. Rosso, or Mr. Clark.
Well, it shouldn't be me because I'm reviewing, I didn't prepare.
Yeah, okay.
I don't want to deprive anybody of genuine authorship, so I.
Prepared by Marion, updated by Trustee Rosso.
Yeah, just a record of edit.
Yeah, you can do that with the date. I'll stay with that in the motion. Still support,
yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Any other discussion? Would you call the roll, Jamie?
Yes, and so I'm just making a note. Rosso.
Yes.
Fowler.
Yes.
Edwards.
Yes.
Throne.
Yes.
Care.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes. Motion passes. Golf carts, e-vehicles, electric and or gas powered.
Yeah, so I met with Chief briefly on it. He gave me some documentation from other cities and some of the stuff we chatted about Rochester and Berkeley and some of the incidences that we've seen in the news and stuff like that. So there's definitely an intention to create an ordinance about it. I don't want to ban them outright. I appreciate Mr. Savage and you guys' comments on everything. We're just trying to find a safe way where they can coexist together. Make sure we're protecting the kids who aren't 16 and maybe don't know the rules or aren't wearing the proper safety stuff. So we had full intention of having something prepared, but I'm now attending a conference on it in September, so I'll have time to go to that before I change everything that we work on this month. So next month we'll have something prepared for us.
Okay.
Great. No, we don't have anything official for it. Do we need to, or would you like to form a subcommittee to meet formally on this, or just?
I mean, maybe if need be, if it's okay, sometimes the subcommittee kind of spins the tires a little bit. I'd be happy just to bring us some information next month, and if there's an interest in everyone joining together, we can do it at that time.
And we can shoot it around this table.
I think they'd be just fine.
Good with that. All right, I don't think we need any motion on that.
Thanks, Nolan.
I don't have anything for the e-recycling. Does anyone, Jamie, did you get anything on that?
No, I don't have anything, although I did get an email today from Shred It willing to do like a community event, so I can reach out to them for all the other things like because we can certainly do a paper shredding event, but I don't know if they handle e-recycling. I know Chief Roy has someone that does e-recycling because we have about 10 computers in the village that we're going to scrap. But I can definitely check into that for you guys.
I'd appreciate that.
But as far as that and trash receptacles, I know trash receptacles right now, they're on back order through priority.
Okay. Yeah, I know we were looking at picking up some and keeping them out of DPW, I think.
I think that's what you guys said last month, but yeah, I do know they are, when people call in to the village right now, the best we can offer them is maybe go to Home Depot, because Priority has told us, I think it's a 2 or 3 month wait right now to get a new receptacle.
Okay.
Please don't hold me to that.
If we could get us some more information for next month.
Yeah.
Motion to postpone e-recycling till next month.
Support.
Vendor permits.
Favor.
I'm sorry, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
Yes, vendor permits, Mark, I apologize if the documents did not get to you.
Oh, no worries, because they could have, and I might not have seen them. I am technologically challenged, so that break in the communication could have gone either way.
No, you're good. But yeah, at this point, last month, the board had put together a draft, or approved a draft to be sent to you for review with potential identified ordinance conflicts, and we're just looking for your input and feedback on that, and whether or not it would be ready to be approved.
Okay. Any other discussion?
So does he have it now?
I will make sure he has.
Oh,
all right. So the motion to postpone vendor permits for legal review next month?
Support.
Support.
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, moving on. Special event permits?
Yeah, so took this back from last month's meeting, added some of that additional language that was requested. I know it was requested to move the electrical permit fee number to the backside of that. And then if you look on the backside as well, changing that balance due 10 days before the event rather than after the event. And then also notice of failure, you know, if they don't pay for that in full, there's no refund on their deposit. I think that was really the two changes that were made, and at this point, you know, I would ask the board to consider a motion to send it to Mark Clark for his review, for legal review, as well as a comparison against those other identified potential ordinance conflicts that revolve around special events.
Well, Mark, have you had a chance to take a look at this?
I have not reviewed this thoroughly. Okay. I did look at it, but and nothing jumped out at me that was of a particular concern. But I have not fly spec'd this. No.
Well, you don't really need a motion for you to review it.
No, I'll take a look at it.
Okay.
Anything else, Zach?
Anything else? Okay. Motion to postpone till next month for legal review.
Second.
That was Care.
Oh, my bad.
Support by Care. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, moving on. New business.
Wait.
Oh, no, I'm skipping. Yeah.
Village planner?
The village planner RFP, I'm sorry. That was on new business. You guys had a chance to review the RFP that was sent out separately from the packet.
I think just a general question for the office and for planning commission, if they felt the scope was large enough, you know, up to 4 hours per month during the general business hours, you know.
And when she comes to the meetings, I don't know how much time she spends, our current planner, I'm sorry, spends in the office.
So that part was taken off of the previous RFP that was awarded to Kozlov. But it also has in here anything outside of that she could then bill, because there are times that pre-planning meetings come here and there, but we don't have them every month. So if we up the amount of hours that she is on contract for, or anyone, any firm.
We're paying for someone we might not use.
Yeah, we might not use it. So I think it would behoove you guys to keep it at 4 hours, and then they can kind of a la carte as they're utilizing their time.
Yep.
Any other discussion, questions, comments?
Under services, let's see, this would be page 4. Section 3.1, services, number 2. As requested, prepare written reports that include findings of fact and recommendations on planning.
Sorry, what page are you on?
4.
Page 4.
Am I in the wrong one? Wait,
Oh, 3 point, okay.
village planner,
Subsection
yeah,
two.
yeah,
I see
sorry.
where you're at.
3.1. And I don't know if you've run into this with planning at all, or if it's something we would speak directly to the planner with about. But when it says include findings of fact and recommendations on planning-related matters, just from experience of sitting on the ZBA, having the planner put recommendations in writing and not all of the facts can get a little bit difficult in ZBA meetings because the facts aren't listed in the recommendation, but sometimes recommendations are. And if we could make sure we have the facts in there. And then on the other side, having recommendations, if the planning or ZBA doesn't follow the recommendations, does that put us in a precarious situation if they choose not to follow them, and then the applicant or whomever is now concerned, why aren't you following the recommendations of your planner? Especially if all the facts aren't listed in the findings. So it could be just somebody we need to speak to directly once we have a planner that we have a contract with, or would we take out the word recommendations out of here? Just a thought.
So
Mr. Lucero.
that was part of the old RFP too, and I'm glad you, because I saw that after I sent it out to you guys. I had found that at my time as chair on ZBA, and then even before me when Mr. Hale was chair, we fought to stop the planner at that time from giving his recommendations because we felt as though, in a way, you can run into issues. People started arguing the planner's suggestions, and it was one of those, is the planner influencing the board's decision, or is the board making a decision, is that board making a decision based on the evidence and their own fact-finding and what they've seen? So
Can you rework this to encompass?
I mean, I would just strike that. I would pull that out.
The word recommendations?
Yeah, I would, if it were me, I would strike, I mean, it is me, but I would strike that, just because, yeah, it's, I have to agree with Ms. Rosso that you want your board, I mean, if you want to ask them their recommendation, sure, but starting off with a recommendation is almost like influencing right away.
I think that's fine.
Yeah. Having the facts written is very helpful, because that's, you know, black and white, but that was the biggest piece of feedback I had on that.
Good.
Anything else?
No.
Do we need to include the times for the to be determined in a motion, or can we do that?
No, because this is basically, you guys are approving this to go out, and based on that, we'll put the timetables on there
when it goes out
in the office, you know, with, you know, editing this, and then we'll probably look at, I don't like to send out RFPs close to a week, and I'd rather do that in the beginning of the week, and so yeah. But the body of this, if you guys could approve or
I'll make a motion to
deny.
Approve the RFP for planning with the deletion from section 3.1 subsection 2, the words and in recommendation.
Second.
Who was the second?
Fowler.
One good fact, right?
Roll call, or any other discussion? All right, roll call.
Certainly. One second. Parker.
Yes.
Fowler. Yes.
Care.
Yes.
Throne.
Yes.
Edwards.
Yes.
Rosso.
Yes.
Motion passed.
We can move into the accounting RFP. Discussion?
I know one of the questions I had last month that Megan in the office and the treasurer were gonna review was the potential delineation of additional responsibilities that the treasurer could take on that we necessarily wouldn't have to put forward to our accountant. Not sure if that took place or not.
I didn't get any feedback from her prior to the meeting on that.
So, if I may, there is in this, because some of this was taken from the previous RFP, again, why reinvent the wheel. Some of the stuff that they took on over the treasurer is not even listed in the RFP, so with that being said, you can go one of two ways. Either say, hey, these are 100% your duties, which are already listed out, and then put in there, you will not be doing these duties because that is the treasurer, or you guys can leave it implied. Because this was dealing with the RFPs and everything else we had this month, it was a little bit of a bear. So I do apologize that did not make its way in there, but we definitely can write that under scope with a little line item that says your duties do not.
I'd like to see that and represent it and come back next month for the scope of work, because I would agree, and some of this looks like day-to-day functions of the office that we shouldn't be putting on our accounting firm to handle.
Like what exactly, just so I know?
If you look under scope, accounting, financial reporting, banking, credit card posting, posting journal entries into the general ledger and BSNA, some of the stuff can be handled. And if trustee Throne had asked to work with the accountant and figure out what can be handled, we'll say in-house and not outsourced, I think would be beneficial to get a true scope of what we're looking at paying.
I mean, they still do those things because they are the, what's the way to put it, like a backstop. They have to verify everything, so they're kind of the last bit, the last stop, to make sure things are journalized correctly, that things are posted correctly, because the thought process with that is these are elected positions. I know you guys have said it before, you don't know who's coming in and who's not, so you do need someone who is well-versed in these things to make sure that those things are getting done. So just something to think
I can understand getting it done, but maybe it should be worded differently to be that they're reviewing and not actually doing the work. If they're reviewing it, then that'd be a different situation.
So the banking and monitoring is one of the things. Is there anything else, just so I know to pull it off?
I mean, I would ultimately look at feedback from our treasurer.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the one thing I haven't done, and I was going to do, and then I stopped myself because it could be looked at as a conflict of interest, is ask our current accountants. And I don't want to do that because now you walk into the realm of they have firsthand knowledge or inside knowledge of what's coming out.
It's a public meeting.
Yeah, but still. If I did that prior to a public meeting, got their input, it's still,
I understand.
We can walk into a very dangerous realm. So I will talk with Ms. Miller. She's at the treasurer's conference, but when she gets back, I'll definitely sit down with her and have her input.
Are we good with that?
Yep.
All right.
Motion to
postpone
to next month's trustee meeting.
Board?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, moving on. Village Park Sponsorship Program proposal.
Look to table that.
Okay.
We don't have any information.
Motion to postpone Village Park Sponsorship Program proposal.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, now we can jump ahead again and go to new business. All right, the Great Lakes Water contract renewal. Going through this, I see, sounds like everything's staying the same with the exception of removal of Exhibit A and B from the original and then inputting the new A and B, which I think is what we have presented, but I don't see the old A and B to compare to, so I'm not sure exactly what was changing with those.
I don't have anything for GLEWA with me.
Is this time sensitive? Do we know that, or it needs to be?
That, I don't know.
I didn't see
Tim is
anything
saying, yes, it is
dating.
time sensitive.
Okay. I don't know how everyone else feels. I'd like to see the current A and B that's being removed, and this is substituting. Unless I'm seeing it wrong, that's what I saw.
I saw 2 A's and 2 B's.
You saw 2 A's and 2 B's?
Exhibit A with the wording, and then you flip the page and there's another Exhibit A.
Yep.
But it was,
But they're two different things.
Yeah, is that all part of the one Exhibit A? Because there's plenty of pages of Exhibit.
and then another page says Exhibit A,
Yeah.
and then a B and a B, and a B and a B. So I wasn't,
I assumed that there was just multiple pages for each exhibit, that's all.
Yeah, because some of the stuff, even if you look at Exhibit B, second page, it talks about minimal annual volume. And then if you go to the next one that looks like a similar chart, it talks about maximum flow rates. So I think that's all Exhibit B.
If you look at Exhibit B, it references all 3 tables as well.
Yeah, so I don't think we have the original. So if we could get that for next month.
I think you guys might want to talk to Mr. Metz and see what kind of timetable you guys are looking at.
Positive on what the timeline is on it. Craig was up on that.
Okay.
Off on the rabbit hole, a little separate from this. Did you get an opportunity to check the ownership of our property down there across from McDonald's? Last month at the meeting,
let's get this first, yeah, please.
Since
Thank
we're
you.
on the water thing, but, all right.
Yeah, no.
We'll bring that up.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I know if that's what they presented, it's pretty much what we're gonna have to go with. Anyways, I don't have much choice. We don't want to renew or amend the contract with Great Lakes, they can just shut our water off, so. I don't know if you guys want to wait and see. If it is time sensitive, Megan will call a special meeting. If need be, but I'd rather see that before making a decision myself. So that I'll make a motion to postpone the contract renewal for Great Lakes until we have all the information.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Opposed.
One opposed. All right, moving on. Cross connection control ordinance update. Mark, did you draft this?
I did not.
Okay. Did you have a chance to review?
The only update on
The ordinance is they changed the language from DEQ to legal fishing environment regulations.
And it looks like an addition of the testing paragraph.
Only changes to the old
So, yeah, it looks like the addition of the last section, 44-117.
yes, that was
Way
added
back
in
to the
also.
contract renewal?
What's that? No, we are on the,
Okay. I thought he came back, okay.
no.
That's
So
where
we
it was.
got from DEQ to Eagle, and then the addition of the last section, which talks about testing, which we've been discussing for the backflow.
I'll make a motion to approve the cross-connection control ordinance update.
I'll support. Any discussion? Jamie, could you call a roll?
Yes. Edwards?
Yes.
Fowler?
No.
Rosso?
yes.
Throne?
Yes.
Care?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
5-1.
Motion passes. And then moving into the cross-connection plan acceptance. There's a lot of information.
A lot of the back pages are different templates that will be used in different situations from different inspections. Basically, there's, were there 14 pages or something of the actual plan itself?
You had a chance to review it, Tim?
Yes.
Comfortable with everything?
Yes. Because basically what we had before is we, I believe it states in our ordinance, we adopted the state's cross-connection plan. And then HydroCorp went through and put their spin on it with the templates and everything for different inspections for different situations, either they pass or fail, or, you know, that's what all the templates in the back are. There's no date on the front yet because we're still waiting for the state to approve it. So if you guys approve it, we can get a reprint and put the date that the state approved it.
Questions?
If he's okay with it. I didn't have any questions specifically.
I'll make a motion to approve the cross-connection control plan.
Support.
Motion by Care, support by Edwards. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
One.
Zach. I didn't receive anything for the DDA storage request. I know they talked about it in their meeting. I think they were looking at utilization of some space at DPW for a storage barn shed, something along those lines. That's all I really know at this time.
Table it until we get more information.
We'll postpone
Postpone.
until next month until we have
Okay.
official request.
All right.
Motion to postpone storage unit for DDA.
Support. Oops, sorry. Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, moving into the bond authorization. You guys here. I know it came from Miller Canfield. You guys get a chance to review, I'm hoping.
Yep.
All right, basically this needs to be approved. This was calculated in conjunction with the rate adjustments that we did for everything to cover the fund.
Right. 6 million.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution authorizing 2026 capital improvement bonds.
Support.
We include not to exceed amount.
I have a question, Mr. Chair. On page 3, number 4, unlimited tax pledges.
Hold on one sec, let me, 1, 2.
Halfway down, so if we can't sell the bonds, nobody buys the bonds, then this gives the authority of the village to tax the residents, correct?
I'm sorry, where are you looking at, Zach?
Number 4?
Number 4.
Page 3, number 4.
Thank you.
Halfway down, if necessary, levy taxes upon all taxable properties in the village.
Well, don't we do that through the general fund?
Yeah, I mean, if we borrow the money and this doesn't happen, then we got to pay for it. We can't just not pay our debt.
All right,
So.
all sounded good until I seen that.
I will amend my motion just to include not to exceed $6 million.
I'll support that.
Motion by Care, support by Throne. Any other discussion? Jamie, could you call the roll?
Fowler.
No.
Throne.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Rosso.
Yes.
Edwards.
Yes.
Care.
Yes.
5-1.
5-1. All right, now moving into the approval of the projects for that bond. Wastewater treatment plant, CIP projection, the bid awards. You guys want to chime in on any of this? I know you guys gave a little report earlier, more than a little. An intense report. See, we've got I'm on the right one, right?
First one's the 3.9 million.
Yeah, the bid award. So this is the 4.6?
3.9, well, no, that's the high, that's not the lowest bidder. The 3.9 is the lowest bidder.
460 plus 60.
The lowest bidder was at 4.6, and we worked with Al here at the wastewater plant to remove some projects in our budget.
Oh, I saw
So we are
3.9.
working with the contractor, and the contractor is agreeing to remove a few projects. We can get it under 4 million.
Okay.
Can you turn my mic on?
Should I repeat that?
Please.
Okay. So the lowest bidder was 4.6 million. That came in over our budget. So we worked with Alep here at the wastewater treatment plant to get it under the 4 million by removing a few projects that can wait and are less priority. And the contractor verbally agreed to remove some projects to get it to that 3.9 million.
So if we've changed the scope of work that was bid on, do we have any obligation to resubmit that to everyone that did bid? Or was it all line item listed where?
It's all listed and.
So we didn't see that.
Yes, yeah, so the contract that is signed will be for the 3.9 million, not the 4.6 million.
Okay. Any other questions?
I'll make a motion to award Lee Contracting the wastewater treatment plant CIP project in the amount of $3.9 million.
Motion by Care, do I have a second?
Support.
Support by Throne. Jamie, could you call the roll?
Care.
Yes.
Rosso.
Yes.
Throne.
Yes.
Edwards.
Yes.
Fowler.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes. Hand in hand with that, we've got the engineering approval for the project, which is where's the number again? That was encompassed into the 3.9?
No, it wasn't. It's a percentage of the 3.9. I believe it was 240. 240, yeah.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve Hubble, Roth, and Clark in the amount of $240,000 to complete the work for the wastewater treatment plant.
Support.
Motion by Kara, support by Rosso. Jim, could you call the roll again, please?
Give me 1 second, just writing down the motion. Rosso.
Yes.
Fowler.
Yes.
Edwards.
Yes.
Care.
Yes.
Throne.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes. Okay, motion passes. We can move into the water system.
Water main replacement.
Yes. Looks like this one, we had the 2 bids come in. The recommended by HRC was Parmar?
Paymer Enterprises. They were the low bidder.
At 460, yeah, 464,000.
I'll make a motion to accept HRC's recommendation of Paymar Enterprises, New Haven, Michigan, for the water main replacements on Church Street and Benjamin Street.
For a total of?
For a total of $464,444.
Support.
Motion by Edwards, support by Rosso. Can we get a roll on that one also, Jamie?
Fowler.
Yes.
Edwards.
Yes.
Care.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Throne.
Yes.
Who am I missing? Oh, Rosso. Sorry.
Yes.
Who's on first?
Sorry, I had a.
All right, motion passes, and we've got the engineering approval for that coming to $82,620.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Hold on.
It's combining the.
Yeah, that's combining everything, right?
Yeah, this proposal includes both water system projects, so the water replacement and then the iron removal house or iron removal plant well houses.
So some of that we don't have, right?
The construction costs, yes, but this is for the construction engineering cost for both. We kept it in the same proposal.
This is the
If we just got the bids, right, isn't it a percentage of the awarded? So how do we know?
Yeah, we went based off of our engineer's estimate, which is what we're trying to get the construction cost down to now, closer to that 850,000.
Okay, so if we make the motion not to exceed the 82,620?
Yeah, I mean, if bids are already coming in a little high, it helps us that at least we lock them down to a number based off of it anyway.
All right.
Did you make that motion? Not to exceed?
I'll make a motion to approve HRC for the engineering for the IRP and well house projects, not to exceed $82,620.
Support.
Motion by Care, support by Throne. Can we get a roll on that also, Jamie?
Rosso.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Fowler.
Yes.
Edwards.
Yes.
Throne.
Yes.
Care.
Yes.
Motion passes. Okay. So we can move into President's feedback on DDA. Megan did send me something here. I know there's been a lot of emails and discussion going back and forth from DDA.
Should the president be here for that?
She sent something to me to present, and I believe Mark, you have some input on this?
I do not. I
Okay.
was sent some things. What I received was something from the DDA,
Okay.
and there were, I believe, also some, I'm going to say, other correspondence. I was sent something directly from the DDA, and I believe I also, although I have not read it, I received something from Ms. Poznanski that was a little more expansive. But I've not read that. So I have no input on whatever's going on. I can tell you, if you ask me what the council's role is in the DDA, the structure, how it operates, I'll give you all the answers you want on that. I have no position on any of the back and forth and I'm not sure I
Make a motion.
know what it's all about anyway. So I just tell you, I'm not going to get in the middle of a spitting match.
Yep. Understandable. If you could then just elaborate slightly on what role or responsibility. What's that? I'm sorry.
No, I just laughed. I think we should table this until Mr. Clark isn't 100% sure. The main person.
He said he could speak on it.
I'll read those things that were given to me, but I'm just saying, it's not my position, it's not my responsibility on behalf of the village to referee a disagreement either in the DDA itself or a disagreement between the DDA and the village, because my responsibility is to the village council.
Correct.
You know, it wasn't that many years ago the DDA sued the village. And so
Well, I think
whatever
the president should be here.
whatever I say is going to be fulfilling my responsibility to you. So I don't want there to be any misunderstanding about that.
Yeah, so could you outline what you had described? that
Sure,
could
you
provide?
have an ordinance. A DDA is a creature of statute. The state of Michigan, in its wisdom, allowed communities to create downtown development authorities. There's a tax increment finance component to it, which is a source of funds for the DDA. There also is a permission on the part of the statute authorization to allow communities to impose a tax on the property within the DDA. The village has done that. I think the village did that from the beginning. 2 mills, if I'm not mistaken, in addition to the tax increment finance capture. The ordinance provides for the number of members on the DDA board. Over the years, that number has fluctuated, sometimes from quarter to quarter, because people would retire. The DDA board thought they needed more members because they didn't have sufficient participation. So the village did expand the number. I think one time it might have been even up to 11 or 13, whatever the maximum number is. And then at one time it was 9. I honestly don't know what it is now, but the statute in the village's ordinance does allow for that. The creation of the DDA board, members are appointed by the village council. They can only be removed for cause after a hearing before this board. The statute and the village ordinance essentially creates a quasi-independent board to administer the DDA. The DDA is allowed to hire a director and set the director's compensation. The DDA is also responsible for a budget, which it has to present to you for your approval. The DDA adopts its own bylaws. It has its own board. I believe it has its own chairperson. They have their own rules of operation, and they're entitled to have that. They have their own, I believe, attorney that represents the DDA. So even though there is a close connection in terms of the establishment of the board, the appointment of members to the board, the removal of members from the board, which in my experience in this village has never happened. I don't believe that a DDA member, a board member, has ever been removed by the village council. So there's that connection, but once the board is appointed, their rules are established, and the tax increment finance plan is in place, which it is. I believe it has to be renewed, I want to say every 15 years, but it might be every 5. I'm not certain of that. But that's the village's connection. But once the DDA is up and running, it functions as a semi-autonomous board.
Okay. Yeah, basically what Megan said also was that while the DDA does exist because of the village does not necessarily govern the DDA. So with minor ordinances and stuff we had, she touched base on if the DDA has legal questions, they should probably reach out to their own attorney. She pointed out some sections, 1057, employment of in bond of the director. DDA may employ and fix compensation of the director, like Mr. Clark just said, subject to the approval of village council. She states there no minutes reflect the village council approving the current hire of DDA executive director. Next, she talks, before entering upon the duties of office, the director shall take and subscribe to the constitutional oath of office. The village office has no record of the oath on file. And director shall post a bond and file with village clerk. The village office has no bond on file for the director. So I don't know if there's any other discussion. I think Mark kind of hit it on the head.
Okay.
Is there any legal obligation we would have if something they disagreed, or they would come back onto the village and not be handled within at the DDA level?
I'm not sure I understand the question. If there's some improper activity on the DDA, I want to be very careful here. If the question is the village responsible for the DDA, the answer is yes, but not very. First of all, you could rescind the millage. You could do away with the millage. So that would affect the DDA financially. You could also not approve their budget, which would hamper their ability to operate. I would imagine if you had questions about the budget, that you would I don't know if negotiate is the right term, but there would be discussions between the village council and the DDA's board to resolve whatever differences there might be about their proposed budget. And as mentioned, the salary and the appointment of the director, the appointment of the boards. So the village is not liable or responsible for things the DDA does when it acts as a DDA. That's the separation. It's a creature of statute. It's a creature of ordinance. And I believe, although the statute may have changed, in some communities it may be based on population. I'm not sure. I've not looked at this. But the Village Planning Commission can act as the DDA. So there are other ways of potentially looking at this, but I'm not sure about the threshold for a planning commission acting in the capacity of a DDA. And then you have a whole other realm of questions about that, if it were even to be considered. Is that something the Planning Commission wants to do? Is it going to overly burden the Planning Commission? Even if it's permissible, it doesn't mean it's a good idea. So the village, again, it's not responsible for the DDA's actions as it performs them in the manner the statute and the ordinance require.
So we're not responsible for the board or their actions, but is the director still an employee of the village?
No, no, the director is not. The director is an employee of the DDA.
So maybe I'm missing something here, but why are we discussing this?
That's it. That's the question.
I know I thought we all have received several emails from some of the DDA members, the director, with concerns.
I have not.
We've gotten a lot of emails.
Yeah.
Everyone has.
So it was requested that it come to this board for a discussion, legal opinion, and if we're held reliable or accountable for what they do at that table. Okay. So I think Mark summed it up. I don't know if there needs to be anything further.
Okay. Nope.
All right, we can move on.
Thank you.
Use this one. All right, let's go to the grant writer adjusted contract. No, the contract was up. We've been looking at it. From President Poznansky, she is recommending the option 1, which will allow us to continue to have eyes looking for grants.
But they don't actually complete the grants, is the way.
What's that?
When I read over option 1, it sounded like they'll scan for grants, they'll recognize opportunities, send them over, but they're not actually writing for them. Is that my understanding?
I also see, so you see the estimated cost down there, and then if you go to the second page, it also defines another scope of work at $2,500 a month.
Right, there's different options. But I was looking, when you talked about option one, which is what the president had suggested, right?
Option one, she says we've exhausted our applications for much of what we can do right now. Heather, who I believe the grant writer, is willing to adjust the contract to fit more of our needs. And
So-
option one.
The scope as far as development is the same either way. She's just providing two options for how deep of research she's gonna provide. I think the $2,500 is a given either way for development, writing the grants and actually, applying for them.
Okay.
She's just giving us two depths of monitoring.
Okay, thank you.
So just to, if you look at them, option one, she's scanning for them.
Yes.
Option two, we're bringing them to her.
Yeah.
To then investigate.
Okay. So,
So yeah, number one, we don't have time to be doing the research ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the grant writer contract as Success Stone Strategies with selecting option one for grant monitoring services.
Motion by Carrier, do I have a second?
Support.
Support by Throne. Jamie, could you call the roll?
Fowler,
No.
Edwards,
Yes.
Rosso,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Care.
Yes.
5-1.
5-1, motion passes. Moving into the wastewater treatment plant purchase request. Al has some information. Microphone is on, we're good.
It's on, right? Yeah, okay. Good evening. I've given you a request for a SCADA upgrade. There were two issues here. One is for the upgrade that we really do need. The second one is for a backup computer. To tell you what a SCADA is, it is the program that runs the whole plant. Right, I have the SCADA screen. It's got a mock-up of the whole plant. I can pull up menu within menus, every switch, every valve, every blower, all the flows throughout the plant. It's all on there. There's a lot of programming in this. This company also does the DPW's iron removal. Last year, I believe it was $35,000, about $35,000 to do the iron removal plant, and that is about 1/10 of the size of the SCADA program for the wastewater plant. Just to let you know, this is why I only gave you one quote, is because these are people who built and did this. We can't piecemeal this. You got a program, you got it in there, I can't bring somebody else in. If I bring somebody else in, we start from the ground up, and it's gonna cost you a lot more than $40,000. We have to start from the ground up and reprogram everything, make sure everything is hooked up to this new system, and it's one of those things that we talked about with the purchasing program. Sometimes these are the things that we have to do. Okay, not everything we can get 3 quotes on. These are the people who built our system. Either we can build a whole new system, which would take months, or we can go with these folks and let them upgrade our system. Now, having said that, we're getting alerts every week about attacks on water and wastewater infrastructure throughout the country. This has not only been on local news, it's been on national news. The police chief and I have talked several times about this. I'm sure that Tim knows about this as well. Okay, they believe it's coming from Middle East, but it could be coming from Russia, China, North Korea, who knows, okay? They believe it's coming from Iran, but we are under attack. So we are trying to upgrade our system with a backup computer, a whole different backup computer. I asked this, our IT tech who works on this 2 different questions, and I put his email in there, right? First, if the main computer goes down, what keeps the second computer from being hacked? He wrote his response in there. I'm not an IT guy. You could take a look at that yourself, okay? Next one was, will this computer kick in automatically if the first computer goes down? And that is yes, he did say that, okay? We are in the process of putting firewalls in our modem right now. They just did that. They did one for our removal plant and for us. I cannot guarantee anything. I cannot guarantee we'll never be hacked or never be touched or attacked. Any more than I can tell you if you locked your doors on your car, that your car will be safe from anybody from being stolen. I can't do that. We can just make it difficult, right, so that the bad guys move along to somebody else. That's about all we can do, okay? So this is a very technical piece of equipment that runs the whole plant that we're asking for to upgrade the computer we already have. We have to do that because it's Windows 10. We need to do that with the computer and that. And no, it's expensive, but there's only a couple of companies around here that do this. This is a high-tech thing. So I'm asking tonight for the $39,250 to do the whole thing and put the backup computer on. Are there any questions?
Well,
sure.
Two things I guess I want to say is, yes, I did see that on the national news, and it wasn't just one community.
It was a
In
lot.
fact, about 12 to 15 or 20 communities in Wisconsin.
Yes.
Not including Milwaukee. I'm not sure about Milwaukee itself, but the danger there is they would shut down the water system, basically.
Open and close valves, and you could have a direct dump into the river.
News. The other thing, obviously, the other thing to keep in mind is Bruce Township has to pay 23 to 29% of it.
24.8
or something. So just to keep that in mind when you're voting on this.
How long have we been with this company?
What's that?
How long have we been with this company that they've been providing this service?
This company? Oh, for probably at least 10 years.
Okay, and do you have this fund somewhere in your budget in a particular line item already?
We're taking from our capital improvement we put in for. There's a couple of things that we're not going to be able to do this year because we need to do this.
Okay.
But we'll make those adjustments. Yeah, these are things that just need to do.
Yeah, based on what I saw, it's critical.
I'll make a motion to approve the quote from SCADA Computer Systems in the amount of $39,250.
Support. Care, support by myself. We have a roll. Any other discussion first? All right, let's call the roll.
We did.
Yeah, I think it's good that for the fact that he's looking within his own budget and making the adjustments, so. But, yes,
Yeah, thank you for that, Al.
yes, that's what,
Yeah, thank you for the information, Al.
that's what we're looking for.
Care?
Yes.
Fowler?
Yes.
Edwards?
Yes.
Throne?
Yes.
Rosso?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes. Motion passes. Move on to Village Hall computer server.
Okay.
Jamie, you said you had some.
Yeah. So, these last 2 weeks have been absolutely horrendous. Our server went down. Right around 2 weeks ago, we lost 3 days of work because the server was constantly going down, and then when it would come back up, there was another component of our entire server system that would go down, and everything just started failing like dominoes. To date, we have spent right around $5,000. And that's not all at once, that's been piecemealing things, but at this point, it's looking about $60,000 to $70,000 to get our server correct. And give you a little bit of background, and I had emailed Mark about this too. It was either through neglect or design. Our former IT company did not pull off all of their software from our servers. Our servers are very old as is. They're antiquated. They probably should have been replaced about 5 years ago. We've been making do. But whatever little life we had, it's kind of like a brownout situation, right? Every time a brownout hits, it takes that much more life off of your appliances. Whatever little life we had left on these systems are gone. And we just had our server go down again today at noon. I sent everybody home, and I stayed working with our IT company trying to, duct tape, spit, and gum, trying to put everything back together. But we are at a point where it's every couple of days, it's starting to go down again. We can't access BSNA. We can't access even files on our own computers because it's not talking to the server as being part of that domain. Now, the good news is I have that 80,000, right around 83,000 that I was awarded in grants. About 40 of that we believe should cover some of this, but it's going to be up to the state and FEMA if they will accept the receipts. But as it stands right now, like I said, we are going down left and right, and this is literally an emergency, because if this finally goes down, we lose all of our records, all of our tax records, all of our BSNA records. We could not take payments. Everything is and we hope that we can recover it. So
this is something our current IT company can work with scope because they're under contract.
Just to let you know, like all last week, even to save some money, I was working on the server cabinet, so we didn't have to pay for a tech to come out and spend after hours money for them to come out and work on it. I've also been, and give a shout out to Mike from AV Experts. He's a local guy. He's here in town. He has come out and said, listen, if you guys buy the material, I'll run all the wire for free. So I'm helping them rerun all of our, because some of these, they're all low voltage, right? And when it goes down and it shocks the system, it has killed multiple data lines. So having him come in, I'm working with him to run lines as well. I know how to do that. So I'm trying to save money where we can. If that means I got to stay till 8, I'll do it. But this is kind of one of those things that I talked about initially, that this is kind of one of the headaches that I've been monitoring. And if this goes down, we are in a very bad position. We even had the treasurer couldn't input checks. It basically screwed up all of the coding for her Chase Bank check reader, and then when it first went down, it went down on the 3rd. We didn't know it because we were inside a window where it spun back up, and we didn't see it, and VC3 were trying to get a hold of us. And payroll journalization and check journalization for taxes was all done, and then the server went down, and a day's worth of work was wiped from the server because we didn't know that it had gone down at 1 a.m. And because they were trying to email us and stuff, and we had meetings that day, we didn't see it till halfway through the day when we're all of a sudden scrambling. So this is something that is critical. We need to get this handled, or else we're, if you guys want to do a not to exceed, and I'm trying, like I said, I'm going to try.
How quickly can you get numbers
How quickly? Right now, it's just preliminary numbers. Like I said, about 60 to 70 is what they're quoting me. But we also have, so that $5,000 that I just spent, right? That doesn't account for all the back end stuff that they had to do too. So I was able to shave off probably $7,000-8,000 by doing the work myself, installing the switches and the interfaces myself. But we still had other things going on in the background. That's an unknown.
You just referenced 40 from the grants. What they would cover this? You just
I said we've identified that hopefully the state would allow for that. Because at the end of the day, we're gonna have to spend this money, and then these grants are a reimbursement grant. So we have about 84,000 that as soon as we start kicking in our receipts for this, and we've been holding off for certain things that we knew would have to get replaced. It just so happens it's happening now, everything's failing. But we're gonna start submitting that to the state, and if they qualify it as an acceptable purchase under this, they'll reimburse us.
When
If
will
they
we know
fight a
that?
little bit, that's gonna be after we spend it. Yeah.
I can't preview.
And, you know, dealing with grants, sometimes they just deny you to see if you're willing to fight for it. So that's gonna be a little bit of the game too, is how much are we gonna fight? And VC3 is committed to fighting for these purchases. I'll be pushing it along too with the state and FEMA, and to get as much money as we can get reimbursed back. But like I said, at this point, we've updated switches, a firewall, a power distribution unit, a UPS, which is kind of like a battery pack that if everything goes down, it hopefully will hold on for 10 hours.
Was there anything negligent by the previous company, IT company?
Like I said, whether by negligence or design. So what happened is the initial fry of our system, so to say, was due in part by a security software that, yes, our former IT consultant did not remove off of our server. So when our new consultant, our new vendor came online, put in all their stuff, it basically created a conflict. Rock'em Sock'em Robots, and they both tried to shut each other down, and it ended up just overloading the system and everything went down.
Has our new IT company discussed with us a cost analysis for identifying programs or software that can be run cloud-based? So that way you can reduce your physical footprint, or are we gonna need to be almost 100% physical footprint?
So we've talked about cloud-based stuff as well. That's another thing I'm probably gonna bring to you guys next month. BSNA, they've stopped servicing it. We're likely gonna have to move over to BSNA cloud. Everybody else around us has, but it comes at a hefty cost. We spend about $8,000 a year. First year is 80 grand because it's double the cost the first year, and then it's a rolling 40 grand every year. We've tried looking at what else we can do. There really isn't an option. But as far as that, the cloud base, yes, we're moving over to cloud solutions as well.
The contract that we signed with the IT company, was there any room for, because if we are able to move a large portion to cloud, they will no longer have the physical footprint that they've signed up to monitor and oversee. Are we able to?
That's something I've been talking with our account executives, yes. I don't know what that looks like just yet, because this is first and foremost on the front of everything. But I mean, even something as simple as we have our DPW and our accountants logging into a computer in the office via VPN, which is an antiquated way to do things. We're switching over to virtual machines, which are cloud-based computers, basically, so they can log in. It's never going to be affected by the server going down. So this is just, like I said, these are things that we kind of need to do that we probably should have done. But when everything needs to be addressed, where do you start? And unfortunately, this just kind of hit all at once.
Do you want to weigh in, translate it, how serious this is?
Well, you're talking about data loss prevention, you know, the historical knowledge from an infrastructural standpoint, as well as the operations. You are hitting ground zero.
So I guess, Jamie, what are you looking? Are you looking for us to do not exceed, or are we looking at gathering information and not scheduling, but possibly having a special meeting.
I mean, if you guys would do a do not exceed, that way we can get rolling on this immediately, and I'll bring every bit of, every purchase, everything.
Yeah, go ahead, and
Yeah.
whatever it is.
When I was building quotes for servers, I mean, just a single server alone was running anywhere between 12 to 45 grand. And that's not labor, that's just pure equipment.
Yep. So this whole thing, just for you guys.
You've done networks, you've done network switches, you've done your PDU, you've done your UPS, but this is not anything. Are these devices connected to the server, or is this?
Right now, they're connected to the old server that keeps going down. So it's trying to limp along that server that's going down. The big cost is going to be your server, your NAS, and then your cloud storage as well. So that's what we're looking at. Those are the big ticket items on
one-time costs, and then you're also looking at monthly costs for some of those things.
What would you recommend?
And this first occurred August 3rd, you said?
Yes.
Would you recommend getting a whole new server then?
I mean, that's the sucky part, is we don't have the.
It's kind of an emergency situation.
Yeah, I mean, the quickest path is going to be trying to replicate the environment that we have right now, but that means potential over expenditures on then migrating to cloud.
That's why we're looking at a server with NAS and cloud, because we can piecemeal it and move it along, rather than just going, like as you're saying, server with no other backup on the server except for cloud. Yes, we are going to be spending some hours and a lot of money in tech hours for them to sit there and migrate.
I hate to get into the weeds like this, but what are the specs on the current server? Are we talking RAID 10, 4 terabytes of storage, or are we talking
1 terabyte?
Okay.
And files are doing nothing but getting larger.
Sure.
And I wanted to move this to at least 10 terabytes last year, and I was met with resistance by the current, or the former IT, saying, oh, you guys are, not even half of your current storage. And we went over that very quickly recently. I mean, the size of files and data in every file is just getting larger. So we are at a point where, and it's a 2016 rig.
And we're still digitizing a lot of our old stuff.
Yeah, and along with digitizing stuff, that's also creating another issue. So we can either keep all of the hard files, and we've exhausted the worries there, and just perpetuate that negative environment, or we can continue to upload files as well, but right now we're essentially uploading them into a tray that's right next to a bonfire.
So 60 to 70 total project, is that how much you're looking for in the immediate short term to start working on it?
Yes.
Because it's just a lot of equipment.
It's a lot of equipment, it's a lot of tech time.
You're in that estimate is including labor.
And none of the labor or any of that is covered with our current contract with them?
No, because
that was defined. Somebody who bid on that was defined as projects like this would be separate from your monthly support and maintenance.
So they're looking, right now, the labor is going to be about 20 to 25. The hardware is anywhere from 40 to 45, so right in line with what Trustee Throman said.
So did he give you this in writing?
It's in my email, yeah, I asked him that, but then we started talking about other things, and I've had other quotes on the phone with Tom, who is our deployment specialist with DC3.
I'm not trying to minimize the server issue, but I'm sitting here thinking we're 14 days into a horrendous crisis and we're just hearing about it with nothing in front of us to even look at as to the decision we need to make of tens of thousands of dollars.
With all due respect, I've been running around with my hair on fire, so if you guys didn't get an email, I do apologize. But
I'm not asking for an email. If this is a horrendous situation, we could call a special meeting and say, guess what, our server's down. This is what our company said, here's what they wrote down, we need $60,000. Instead, we're at the end of a meeting, I feel like we're being held hostage a little bit. End of a meeting, 2 weeks into a problem, asking for tens of thousands of dollars. You have email information that we haven't been given
the
to
email
us.
information
And
came
so,
in today as far as the cost.
okay, so
And-
bring it to the meeting. I not to minimize the server issue, but this is exactly what we've been trying to get away from as far as throwing money places and not knowing what we're doing and throwing good money after bad. And we are asked to make a serious decision, and we're 2 weeks into this. And we have a trustee best guessing what's going to happen, God love you, for doing that. I am more than willing to come back another day this week and sort this out when we have some facts in front of us.
How long do we need, Mark, to post a special meeting?
18 hours.
18, yeah. President can call 18 hours.
So that would be, minimally, that would be Thursday.
And I'm out of town Wednesday evening.
Looking at my calendar.
Well, can our IT person come?
I can see if Tom can make it, yes.
Adjust your schedule.
Yeah, if we could have something with, maybe if there's any options that we can look at, cost, and let's potentially look at having a meeting later this week.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not comfortable throwing a dart in the dark. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
We'll plan on that.
One second, I hate to burden you, but you seem to be the most knowledgeable. Would it be helpful to bring Zach into a phone call with you and the supplier? And things like that?
If Trustee Throne would like to, that's fine.
They know more.
And I don't know if you'd have time for it, I know you.
If he could be present
You get a
at the
real
meeting,
job.
I think that would be ideal.
I mean, I'm more than happy to assist in wherever I can, but the techs are gonna know more than sales. So,
Okay.
All right. Good with that, Jamie?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, we'll go into our last, oh, go ahead.
do we wanna call a special meeting?
I'm not gonna call a special meeting or set a meeting until we know when you can have everything together and potentially have the rep on hand and hopefully.
I'll email you guys. I'll get a hold of Tom and with that. And again, I'm sorry you didn't get an email about this, but I have literally been working on this for 10 hours a day. So there are other people in the office that could have emailed you. But I am literally trying to save the village money while working on this myself.
I think the.
So I just want that to be on the record.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think if I can just offer one last maybe immediate stopgap is if we can look at some sort of cloud backup solution, if that is not implemented already on the server.
We're looking at that.
Well, as soon as we get that deployed, it will start replicating.
Yeah, but that also comes with a cost that is likely going to have to come before you guys too. So I'll get that for whenever.
As soon as we can.
Whenever I'm here, or whenever I hear from our deployment specialist, and we'll go from there.
Perfect. All right, brings us to our last public comment. If anyone has anything they'd like to share. With 3 minutes, I'll give you a 30-second.
So as far as the computer, do we not have iCloud backup already? And wouldn't that be cheaper than to spend all the money to replace or update? And my husband is an IT guy at Chrysler, so I'm sure he would be willing to help with some information.
Sorry, it's public comment. We don't.
Thank you, Marty.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Marty, maybe you could leave them your phone, or you can call a restaurant too, right?
Yeah, you want my number, right?
Awesome.
Yep. Yeah.
Anyone else?
Thanks for the,
All right, hearing none, we'll close public comment. Do we have stuff for close, or was that just in case we needed to?
I can give you a brief update, so yes.
Okay, all right.
You won't have to extend your meeting or anything.
Okay, perfect, all right. That motion to go into closed session?
second.
All in favor?